So Cory Booker, Spartacus, you know, he used to be a moderate. He spoke for 21 hours and the House GOP is doing nothing. That's story number 2. But let me just say something about Cory Booker. Back in the day when I worked in radio in Seattle, I guess I still work in radio, but local radio, Cory Booker came in to see Michael Medved. Michael was a guy who treated me very, very kindly on radio, super nice man. He and his wife, Diane, over their house, and very kind people. We don't agree on much these days, and Michael and I don't talk, and that makes me sad, but we probably shouldn't talk. He had Cory in the studio, and Cory had written a book about how he was a political moderate, why he was a political moderate, why both sides needed to come together. And I remember shaking hands with him. He's a lot taller than you'd think, and of course, he's got the personal thing. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. When politicians actually look you in the eye and connect and you feel like, hey, they saw me. They call that the personal, the person thing. Or no, it's the human thing. That's it. It's the human thing. And all of a sudden, you have Cory Booker, radical, he's Spartacus, and that's when he invented this persona that he used to hang with. What was the savage drug dealer he used to hang with and had to try to save, and all this stuff. All of a sudden, there's this new Cory Booker. Well, we got Cory Booker back, the Spartacus. He decided to go speak for 21 hours, and man, did he cover some topics of importance to the American people.
To call to the conscience of this nation, to say, I will not stand for another American to lose their health care for a billionaire.
Wait, where's that happen? Wait. People lost their health care for a billionaire? And by the way, if you're watching the video version of this, I know he was speaking for 21 hours. I know it's hard. I know he needed to go to the bathroom because he admitted that in a second. But truly the crazy eyes, maybe I've got him too.
Another veteran who's dedicated to stopping the of other veterans to lose their job. I won't stand.
Wait, this is about Doge is making veterans. That doesn't seem likely to me. Does that seem likely to you? We just had 6 cops in Houston. Was that Doge? May God rest their souls. Continue, Cory.
For the air quality in my community to be worse because they're letting polluters pollute more. I won't stand for the collective assaults on the Constitution by a man who even the highest judge in our land, a Republican-appointed judge, said stop threatening and bullying other branches of government.
Wait, one branch of government bullied another to stop bullying? John Roberts did that, but John Roberts had nothing to say of the sort when figurehead Biden was pretending to give college loan forgiveness in contravention of the Supreme Court's 3 decisions. You don't get to do this. John Roberts never had anything to say about that. The highest elected judge highest judge in our nation. He is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, a branch of government. All right, sitting on my hands, let Cory finish. Very important stuff here.
When is it going to be enough? My voice is inadequate. My efforts today are inadequate to stop what they're trying to do. But we, the people, are powerful. We are strong. We have changed history. We have bent the arc of the moral universe. And now is that moral moment again. It's the moral moment again.
Come on, guys, wake up. Give him a round of applause. It doesn't get there. It doesn't get there. None of this gets to the point of why President Trump has succeeded in having 80% of people say we're on the right track. And that comes from NBC News. It comes from CNN reporting NBC News polls. People have sensed the waste. They've sensed the fraud. They know these people are getting rich in D.C. President Trump's been brought in to clean that up and to create law and order. It's deeply frustrating to people to watch illegal immigrants run around the country because people want law and order. It's not hatred. And if it is, take it to the cross and stop that. We're to love our enemies. We're to love people who challenge our laws. Be loving and be just. Of course, Cory couldn't speak forever, and he did admit that he's a biological unit.
I want to go a little bit past this, and then I'm gonna deal with some of the biological urgencies I'm feeling.
I want to give him credit for that. That's hard to do for 21 hours, and I want to be able to provide a little bit of grace because I'm about to share with you something that's going to cause me to want to subtract grace, and that's how his filibuster was treated versus that of Ted Cruz. We'll get about that in a second. So he spoke about a biological reality. Here's a biological reality for people in their 50s, or in my case, late 50s. You're losing stem cells every day. They're dying every day. Your stem cells are aging and dying. So why does that matter? It might not. You might be someone who's gone through life without anything like a carpal tunnel syndrome or a shoulder surgery. Maybe you're someone who's never had to look at a knee replacement or being bone on bone. Maybe you're one of those people who's been blessed that way, right? Maybe you're someone that doesn't bother. And if it does, hey, because insurance will pay for it, I'll just go take the pills and I'll have the surgeries. Maybe you're that person. But I know that I'm not that person and many people are not. And I'm fortunate to work with Renew.Healthcare in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, because they choose to culture their stem cells, because they reject 80% of stem cells. They want to culture the ones they do accept so that they can grow them into the type of Wharton's jelly that has helped me recover so quickly from shoulder surgery. And I'm talking about 400% better. It's helped people regain the ability to do their job as construction workers. They have saved lives as people gone down there and had their hearts scanned to find out that they were on the way to massive heart attacks, and their stem cells only come from umbilical cords. The strain I use has nothing to do with the mRNA injections. If you prefer not to get trapped into the surgery pill cycle, go to Renew.Healthcare, RENUE.Healthcare. Tell them you're part of the Todd Herman Show family, and they will tell you if they can help you, even when it seems hopeless, because I know people who thought it was hopeless, and it wasn't. It's Renew.Healthcare. Here's from the Politico. Now, two separate writers, let's be fair. Cory Booker wrote himself into the Senate annals Tuesday, setting a new record for the chamber's longest speech when he held the floor for more than 24 hours. And surpassed the late Senator Strom Thurmond's 1957 filibuster against civil rights. On the other hand, Ted Cruz finally released his grip on the Senate floor after more than 24 hours of speaking about the need to defund Obamacare. The Texas Republicans seized control of the Senate floor on Tuesday. Seized. Gosh, I wonder why conservatives don't trust the media. Cory Booker spoke about nothing for 24 hours. Good job. But Ted Cruz seized the floor. At least Cory Booker is doing something, because the House GOP is not, courtesy of a stupid argument about work from home that's arguably unconstitutional for congressional members to vote via proxy. And I've heard many commentators, I've actually had my mind change on this. You're in Congress and you had a baby, get a babysitter. That's what people do. Live like the American people. From the Politico, Nicholas Wu. House Republican leaders sent members home for the week after the failure of a procedural vote Tuesday afternoon scuttled all planned floor activity. 9 Republicans joined with Democrats to tank the vote after GOP leaders tried to insert language, blocking a proposal by Representative Anna Paulina Luna for allowing proxy voting for new parents. Among the bills on tap were measures to toughen strengthening citizenship requirements for voter registration, cracking down on the ability of judges to issue nationwide injunctions, both top priorities for President Donald Trump. They should be top priorities for every human being in America, or, if we can't get that, every constitutionalist. You can't get that, every Republican. You sacrifice this because someone doesn't want a babysitter? Look, I believe that mothers are best off staying home with their kids. I believe that's God's design. I believe that we complement one another, male and female. My wife's a strong woman. There are strong women. My wife works in her house, but when it was time to raise our daughter, she didn't. She sacrificed that. She stayed home, raised our daughter. I worked, maybe too much. These 9 Republicans, Anna Paulina Luna, Tim Burchett, Kevin Kiley, Mike Lawler, and you could read the rest of them. 9 of these people voted to not vote on securing elections. They voted to not vote on reining in rogue judges. But they get to say, oh, we did it to defend families. Because you know, the Democrat Party, I mean, let's face it, they're all about families. Well, I mean, unless parents want to make medical decisions and psychiatric decisions and school decisions, then they're told to sit down and shut up and let their betters handle this. God has priorities, certainly family among them. And God's priority might not be running for office. It might not be serving in Congress. But once you do serve in Congress, you've taken an oath. And when you're working, if you're a Christian, you're to work as if you're working for the Lord Jesus himself. And sometimes work from home doesn't get it done. In this case, it might be arguably unconstitutional. These non-Republicans should be stripped of leadership. They should be stripped of committee seats. But Mike Johnson won't do that because Mike is a nice man, but not a strong man.